Although it's difficult, I have always been one to entertain the idea of change. The feeling of nostalgia for moments that have already passed and excitement for memories that have yet to come comforts me knowing that I have control over making the next phase in my life better than the last. If I had to right now, I would sum up my life based on 5 main transitional periods: early childhood, middle school, the loss of my grandfather, meeting my first and current boyfriend, and most significant to me now, going to college. While some of these moments were joyous and easy to get through, others obviously were dark times that I would never wish to go through again. For example, middle school. Whether these times were happy or sad, thrilling or regretful, forced or voluntary, I am who I am now because of these events and have gained my personality through them. Moving to college has been the biggest adjustment in my life. Just a few months ago, I was anxious to get as far away from my hometown as possible, hoping to start a new life for myself, free from the expectations of others. Now, I am 1,600 miles away from home, and I am beginning to push the boundaries of independence whilst still somewhat being under the control of my parents. I feel like a baby deer who is just getting its footing. Taking risks toward big changes that are both compelling and dreadful are catalysts towards self-growth. Moving to Colorado was somewhat daunting at first, but I knew I would regret it if I didn't at least try. By living on my own now, I am pushed to focus on myself more often and figure out how I want to present myself to the world. If I had decided to stay home, I feel confident that I would still be in the same anxious mental state and that I would not have the same opportunities to get out of my comfort zone and see the opportunities for change that I do in myself now. The flight from Virginia to Colorado was an emotional one for 3 reasons. I was finally about to live out my dream of exploring the West and living independently. Soon, I would be saying goodbye to my parents for the next 4 months. And finally, I would be reuniting with my boyfriend, who I had only been communicating with through letters for the past 6 months since he was in Navy boot camp. The 3.5-hour plane ride would be the last few hours of life as I knew it before everything would change. My first weeks living at school, I spent copious amounts of time thinking about my childhood and everything that was coming to pass. It was a bittersweet time because all the while I was reconnecting with my boyfriend, joining clubs, making new friends and memories that I will one day look back on in cheerful sadness as well. I have learned how life is a series of changes, and while it is okay to feel sad that moments have passed, there is so much to look forward to as well. New phases in a person's life give more opportunity for growth and ultimately character development. Exposing myself to a whole new environment with completely different kinds of people than I am used to interacting with has led me to be more introspective, posing questions like, to what extent should I allow peer pressure to dictate me? How do I want to present myself to those around me? And in what ways can I improve my mentality? As a result, I am beginning to learn how to think for myself and make decisions based on what gives me the most joy. I am beginning to rid of bad habits that I used to think were just natural parts of my personality, like being a people pleaser. I see more opportunities for adventure since I no longer need as much approval from my parents. I am just starting to learn the importance of doing what is right for me and recognizing opportunities to rebel in ways that would benefit my self-growth. While I am only in the early stages, I see the value in all of these concepts that I am just starting to comprehend. Significant, noticeable changes will take place over time as I continue to meet new people and introduce myself to new ideas that could further lead me to explore my patterns of thinking. After moving out on my own, I have realized that I am capable of so much more than I used to believe. Overall, I have found that while change is challenging, it is crucial for development and becoming the best version of myself possible.